Hey friends, how you doing? I hope you're doing well today. And this is Buddy Fitzgerald. I am making this video here in the jungles of Peru. I'm sitting here at my house and you can see some of our neighbors here right behind me. You can see the houses are not very nice looking. They're just kind of little shacks with a tin roof. Sometimes they have just tarp around the walls. And that kind of explains to you or shows you a little bit about why so many people here have so many needs during this time. When the quarantine or lockdown, as we call it here, was first mentioned or first announced, it was March 15th. So we're going on 2.5 months already, and we've just heard announced just today actually that it's going to extend until June 30th. So we continue to be in this situation here. We of course can't meet in person as a church, but thankfully the cops have allowed us to continue passing out food, and we'll be showing you some pictures of that. It's just been amazing, folks. I mean, it has been really incredible, because from the beginning we decided we're just going to pray, and Lord, if you supply funds, we're going to give out food. And so we started with a little bit of savings that we had. We started passing out food, and some people started giving, and we have decided from the beginning we're not going to ask anyone for food. And by the way, we're not asking you now for food or money, but if the Lord moves hearts, which he has many times, people have sent funds anywhere from $20 on up, and so that has allowed us to continue giving out food literally to hundreds and hundreds of people every day. We're averaging right now around 300 a day, and those packs that we give out per person costs about $3. And so you can imagine how much we're spending, and the Lord has just done so amazingly to bring it in. I was so moved last week. It was Tuesday, and we hadn't had any funds come in for a while, and so I told my kids, hey, we just need to pray and ask the Lord for some money. If he wants us to keep giving out food, then he's going to move hearts. And so we didn't send out emails or anything. We just started praying again and asked the Lord, not only we're going to praise you for what you brought in, but we're going to ask you that you continue bringing funds in if you want us to keep giving out food. And so we did, and literally just within a few hours we got several emails telling us of over $5,000 that had been given in just that short amount of time. So it was amazing to us. I mean, the Lord just keeps building our faith. And the thing that to me is most exciting about what we're doing here is not only are we giving out food to people, which of course is needed at this time, but we're actually, of course, preaching the gospel. And so you see here in the pictures, I'll stand up on a chair and I'll preach the gospel an average of 3 times, sometimes 4 times a day. And so we'll have groups. My whole yard will fill up. We'll preach, and we'll have a line down the block. And then after we feed that group, then the line fills into our yard and fills it all up again, and then I preach again. So again, that usually happens about 3 or 4 times a day. And this is just, I mean, for me, it's really built my faith to see how God continues to provide food and continues to provide funds for us to be able to buy food. Even the food itself, there are places in Peru where it's getting very, very hard to find any kind of supplies at all for a family, let alone for 300 families. And we are insisting that just adults come. There's a few kids who come because their parents might be in the hospital or something, but pretty much it's just adults who are actually feeding like 300 families per day, really. So anyway, thank you for your prayers and support. I'm starting to get some bugs out here. It's getting later in the afternoon, but thank you for your prayers and support. And I wanted to just share one more thing with you. Starting about a month ago, I started giving out my cell number and asking that if people had an interest in knowing more about the Bible, that they would write to me. And most people here have a messaging app called WhatsApp. And so we use this app, and I've had over 150 people write to me. And a lot of these people are studying the Bible with us. We've gone through the book of Mark, now we're going through the book of Galatians, and it's just been awesome to see them come to know Jesus better. Some of them have been saved this way, some of them have now asked to be discipled, and then just in the last day or two, I've started asking who's ready to get baptized. And so this morning, I actually had those people come forward, and I walked them through Acts 2 and some verses in Acts 16, and so I have about 20 men right now who are about to who are in this baptism class, and then Lord willing, we'll have a women's class also. So this to me is just thrilling. Thank you again for your prayers and support. Please pray with us that God sustains us and gives us strength for this time. It is taxing, but the Lord continues to help us, and we're so thankful for your prayers and support and those who have done the same. God bless you. We'll be in touch. Bye-bye.